there was a Apple conference where Apple showed us everything new that they are launching, specifically the iPhone 17, which looks very nice. Like, I have not looked at iPhones in the last few years and thought, I actually quite want that iPhone. However, what they did not talk about, and it was glaringly obvious, they did not talk about artificial intelligence at all. So about a year ago, they were pushing Apple Intelligence, their incredibly confusingly named version of AI, because it's also AI, but it's Apple Intelligence. And it was a letdown. It was terrible. It was worse than terrible. There was nothing exciting about what they were doing. And Apple have been playing catch up for the last couple of years. They have put forward nothing in artificial intelligence. I'm okay with that if they are focusing on hardware and getting new products out to market and focusing their attention there, not worrying too much about AI, and then waiting, and this is typical Apple, waiting until the technology matures a little bit and then jumping in with the best version of that. That's what they've done multiple times. They did not invent the iPod. We had things like Zunes before that. We had the Creative Labs versions, I forget what they were called, but we had MP3 players before we had iPods. We had smartphones before the iPhone came out, but again, Apple perfected the form. And we had tablets. Microsoft had a tablet before the iPad came out. But once again, Apple sat back and waited a year or two until the technology started to mature, until there was a proof of the market demand. And then they launched what is basically the ultimate version of that hardware. They may be doing something similar with AI. However, doing so would require them to be training their own models. We're pretty well, we know they are, but we know they're not doing it at the scale required to enter the race with a frontier, a base level model like an OpenAI's ChatGPT, like an Anthropic's Claude, or even like an xAI's Grok. That requires a huge amount of investment in data centers, and it does not appear like Apple are doing this, despite having huge boatloads of cash that they could put into this. So they may surprise us one day and say, here we go, here is the ultimate form of generative AI. I know we kept you waiting, but boom, here it is, and it's going to take over the world because suddenly it's in billions of devices. But it would be one hell of a magic trick for them to pull that off, honestly.